the WBC appear to just keep on making it up as they go along. Dillian Whyte offered to fight Tyson Fury in a final eliminator with a WBC diamond belt on the line. That's what he offered. The WBC accepted that offer and they said, okay, let's have Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury as a final eliminator for the WBC mandatory position. Tyson Fury ultimately turned down that final eliminator. Dillian Whyte accepted it. He went on to fight Oscar Rivas. Fury went on to fight, who's the guy? Otto Wallin. But the guy who turned down the final eliminator now gets made mandatory. The guy who accepted it, he has to wait until 2021. And this is not the first time, of course, because previously, Dillian Whyte was number one and still is number one WBC contender. And in fact, let me not say he still is. Maybe Fury has just leapfrogged him as the number one without beating anybody of note when Dillian Whyte has been beating better fighters. Go figure. But a year or so ago, Dillian Whyte was still number one WBC contender. Dominic Breazeale was several places below him. But somehow Breazeale was able to leapfrog Dillian Whyte to the mandatory position and get a shot against Wilder. Like, what's that all about? The WBC just make it up as they go along. What has Tyson Fury done to get made mandatory for the WBC? Who's he beat? What, Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin? When Dillian Whyte's been out here beating Joseph Parker and Oscar Rivas, this guy beat Schwartz and Wallin, and he waltzes right in as WBC mandatory challenger. Unbelievable. The WBC just make this stuff up as they go along, and it's essentially Deontay Wilder handpicking his own mandatories. That's what it is. That's not to say the Tyson Fury fight is not a tough fight for Wilder. It obviously is. But the way mandatories are supposed to work is you fight eliminators and you fight your way up to the number one position by taking on other top contenders. Dillian Whyte has done that. Tyson Fury has not done that. But the WBC don't care about what's fair. They care about doing what Deontay Wilder wants them to do. Or his handlers, perhaps, the Al Haymans and Shelley Finkles. Oh, no, we don't want that mandatory right now. How about this guy as the mandatory? Oh, okay, Shelley. Okay, Al, we'll give you that guy instead as mandatory. That means it's not really a mandatory, is it? It's just a voluntary disguised as a mandatory. So, yeah, joke business. And several people have pointed out. In fact, let me bring the link up a second. Hang on a second here, people. Yeah, here we go. So, several people have pointed out the fact that WBC bantamweight champ Ray Vargas and flyweight mandatory Julio Cesar Martinez tested positive for trace elements of clenbuterol in VADA tests, but the WBC decided to take no action as they believe it was due to contaminated Mexican meat all over again, just like Canelo. You know, when Canelo had that contaminated meat issue, the WBC cleared him within about 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days it took them to clear Canelo Alvarez. You know, Dillian Whyte isn't banned by anybody. He's not banned by the British Boxing Board of Control. He's not banned, anywhere else in the world. He's free to fight. But yet the WBC say, nah, let's use this opportunity to make you wait till 2021 and give Tyson Fury your position. Oh, God. The WBC, we be crooks. Look, there are some things the WBC do that I like. I like the clean boxing program. I like the fact that they are willing to make champions of other sanctioning bodies mandatory for their champions. I like that. There are several things I like that the WBC do. It's not all bad, trust me. But when it comes to certain fighters, the Canelos of the world, the Deontay Wilders of the world, the bias, the favoritism, the making up of rules as they go along is just so outlandish. You know, I remember when they literally gifted Canelo his first title at light middleweight. They let him fight Matthew Hatton for the vacant belt, as if there weren't any better junior middleweights around at the time that could have fought Canelo for that vacant strap. Matthew Hatton. Matthew Hatton had never fought at 154 before. He was a career welterweight, and no disrespect to him, but not a particularly good one. He was never a world-level welterweight. And in his first ever fight at 154, as far as I'm aware, he gets an opportunity against Canelo for a vacant belt. Rather, Canelo got an opportunity against him, in truth, because he was just an easy fight for Canelo to just walk in the door and take a WBC strap. So we be crooks, as James Toney called them back in the days. Very appropriate. We be crooks. I also have to mention the fact that Luis Ortiz failed several PED tests in the past. He failed a PED test when he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. When was it? In late 2017? Their original date for the fight? Then he failed a PED test, and they had the fight happen in 2018 instead. You guys remember that? Where was the ban for Luis Ortiz? Where was the WBC banning him and saying, no, we're not going to sanction you fighting for us until whenever? No. Luis Ortiz popped for PEDs multiple times. Where's the big long ban by the WBC? Where's no, you can't fight for our title? Yeah, it wasn't mandatory either time that he fought Wilder, but still, you'd at least think they'd put some kind of ban or suspend him in the rankings or something until he's cleared his name. Did he clear his name, Luis Ortiz? No, he didn't. He claimed it was blood pressure meds. Excuse me. Unbelievable. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out.